we're starting the episode. We're starting the podcast right now. I just hit record to talk about what you were just talking about. Continue.
We haven't even started my audio recording.
Neither had I.
You can start it now. We're starting. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Southern Boys Podcast. I'm your host. I'm your host, Steve.
Rude.
I'm the host.
Yeah, we still haven't even sunk audio yet.
I'm the host.
Maybe sync the audio.
No, we're starting. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. Yeah.
I've hit the record button. We're doing this. This is going in
Didn't
the final
you
take.
hit like the? Didn't you hit the recording like 20 minutes before we started last time too?
He sure did. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That part I cut out because we were syncing. But this part, we're good. We don't have to sync.
But we're not syncing.
You don't understand. I hear your audio, so you're sunk with me when I'm editing later.
Except that if any of the voices were higher or lower than the other ones, or if a thing, like if either Charles or my mic cuts out, if I go completely silent again, then you need my audio, and it would help you to have it synced so you can go to a specific part of the audio in order to find it.
As long as you guys are recording.
But, that doesn't make sense for Steve.
Because I'm the editor. I know what makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
As long as you guys are recording your audio, I can use it. I pinky promise you, it'll be fine. When we're playing a game or something and we have to sync audio, that's different. But when we're just talking, I don't have to sync audio and visuals.
It looks like Rue and Stove are in a kerfuffle. We'll get right back to you right after this commercial break.
Now let's take an ad break.
Yeah.
Maybe cut all of that out.
No.
And welcome back.
We haven't done the ad break. We're thinking of an ad right now. What's a popular brand?
Yeah, well, if I sing it, we might actually get struck for it.
Well, don't sing the brand. Just say the brand.
Kitkat.
What is Kitkat?
The Kitkat Bars?
I know what a Kitkat is. You didn't let me finish. I was saying what is Kitkat doing in their commercials? What are they advertising?
Do you want the left or the right piece?
All right, let's discuss.
No, that's Twix.
Right.
Isn't Kitkat?
We'll break it in half.
Yeah, Kitkat is the.
They come with.
Give me a break. There's 4 bars.
Yeah, there is 4 bars. I'm so used to the Halloween candy where it's only 2, the fun size ones.
Oh yeah, for children, of course.
I don't even remember the last time I've at least seen a big Kit Kat bar.
I don't eat candy all that often, so I don't know.
I see more of the Kit Kat crunchies where it's just one giant bar.
If I need anything, I need a Snickers.
If nothing else, gummy bears for me.
I don't see, I'm not a fan of gummy candy. I'm more of a chocolate. If I'm doing sweets, it's all chocolate.
Oh, dude, I can't do chocolate. Chocolate just does something to my sweet tooth, and I hate it. But gummy bears just are perfect.
Well, the gummy bears, as long as they're not sugar coated or the sour gummy bears, they're just kind of neutral.
Yeah, you get some of that artificial flavoring, but it's just the texture for me that I really like, I guess.
Like I say, you're chewing on just slightly sweetened gelatin.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But Ruby brought up a
I
good
just
point.
said Snickers because I'm cranky.
Oh yeah, did they still do that ad campaign?
No.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I haven't seen it
got
in
2
forever.
different answers there.
They do the have a Snickers because you're not yourself.
See, the only Snickers commercials I see now are the oh no, never mind, that's Butterfingers. The
alien thing?
No.
Alien thing.
Or the
the FBI.
Yeah, the special forces.
Yeah.
I don't know what that one is.
They protect people from their Butterfingers being stolen.
Oh.
Also, the new Butterfingers I'm not going to steal because they taste awful.
No.
I used to like Butterfingers as a kid. Can't eat them now.
I didn't realize they had a new Butterfinger.
I like the original Butterfingers. I don't like the new one.
What's the new one? Because I haven't really had one in forever.
It's just a stick
It's
of butter.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be like an updated flavor, kind of the same thing they did with Coke, and I'm not a fan of the new Coke either.
Like actual new Coke?
Like
when it came out in like the 80s?
Coke, C-O-K-E, Coke?
Yes, I don't do drugs.
Coke, like C-O-C-K?
No, well, you're from the South, such as I am, so just about anything we call Coke.
They updated specifically the Coke Zero. They updated the flavor profile, and the old one tasted more to like classic Coke than the new one does. The new one leaves a weird aftertaste, which I'm sure a lot of people won't agree with, but it's my
I've never really drank Coke. I used to be a big Dr. Pepper fan, and I'll still drink a Dr. Pepper every now and then.
I'm not drinking enough Coke to notice the differences. The only time I notice the difference is when it's clearly like a different flavor.
Yeah.
If there's something like that, because at the time my mom only drinks Coke Zero, and when they changed it, the label changed.
Yeah, because
so
now
instead
it's like
of being
all
a black
red
label,
black,
now it's the red.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for taking over my story.
Yeah, as the Coke expert, as I just said I was. Whatever happened to the Cokes that had like your name on it? Remember those?
That was...
You can still get them at the museum.
Yeah, and wasn't that... Was that Coke? Or I thought that was a different
Coke.
brand.
It was Coke.
Okay.
But, no, she had one of the new ones and one of the old ones, and we tried them side by side. And I much prefer the old one.
Did your mom ever have new Coke?
Yes.
What did she think of it?
Mom's not big on different flavors. She'll try them, and then she's like, yeah, you can have it.
Well, I was watching a little documentary recently where, like, they were talking about Coke versus new Coke and what happened. And it was just, like, a little bit sweeter, I think they said it was. And most of the world enjoyed it, except everyone in the South.
Yeah.
And it was more or less like Coke Civil War.
Damn.
Where the South like
Have
protested.
you ever tried Coke and peanuts?
No.
No.
Wait. I've
heard of it before though.
Separately,
It's
I know Southern is like you put the peanuts in the Coke.
Yeah.
What about like Pepsi and peanuts? There's two P's. No.
Well, yeah, but then you're just having PP.
Does that mean?
And then you're just drinking a bad drink.
Then you're just drinking pee-pee. Now, so you just like drink it, and the peanuts just go along.
I want to apologize for that stupid ass joke. But you set it up so well.
I as soon as I said two P's, I'm like anyone.
I wasn't gonna go there.
Just follow me up, why don't you?
That's what I do. No, I've kind of been off of I don't really drink sodas much anymore. So for me, I typically drink carbonated water now, because I still like that carbonation, but I'm trying to wane off of sodas.
I drink water and sweet tea 99.9% of the time.
I was gonna say.
I've been drinking a lot more water lately too, though.
I was gonna say, you drink a lot of like pop when I was around, when there's not a lot of other choices.
Well, I buy it for you, and because it's here, and it's like something I can just grab without having to get a cup or like wash things.
See, for me, I've always
it's already in a bottle.
Like my parents would just like, hey, we just bought like a whole bunch of pop because we take it to work and stuff. So as a kid, I was just like, oh well, I'm gonna have some too, and I had like a lot. But it was never like, here, have like Orange Crush or Coke. It was just like, here's like Schweppes and ginger ale.
Schweppes. No, I have to give my due to ginger ale. Ginger ale is still probably some of my favorite things.
Canada Dry is still like top 3 for me. It was like the childhood drink for me.
Whenever
it's
I would go to
boring flavor profile.
I'm a
Whenever I
very
would go
boring
to
person.
a movie theater, that's what I would always get ginger ale.
See, for me, and it's very much marketing. Whenever I go to a movie theater, I like have to have a Coke. It's the only time like a large popcorn, large butter, large Coke.
Yeah.
So my favorite drink, I think Charles has said he's never had, and Steve has only had because he's been down here with me.
No cheer wine.
Yes,
Never heard of it.
it's amazing.
Well, is it like a South Carolina thing, or is it just a Southern thing?
It originated in North Carolina.
Ah, okay. I was like, Charles
But
Yeah.
was
I was
in
gonna say because
Texas.
I've never heard of it in Texas.
But most of the drinks we've been talking about, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, originated down here as well.
Was Pepsi Southern?
Yes.
I always thought
Yeah.
I don't know
Well-
why. I always thought like Pepsi was like the northern
So-
version, because I know Coke was in Atlanta.
No.
I've been to the Coke Museum.
You know,
The
Pepsi
northern
and Coke are
version.
from the same company, right?
No, Coke and Pepsi are like
No.
rivals. Yeah.
Well, is it Coke or is it Dr. Pepper?
Oh, because there's
I
three.
know-
There's Coke, Pepsi, and Dr Pepper.
Yeah.
Dr.
but
Pepper
two
is
of
its
them are-
own.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think it is Pepsi and Coke they're from the same company, but they're like sister companies.
Well, Dr. Pepper has its own company, but
Yeah,
it's
Dr.
put out by Pepsi.
Dr Pepper is
Oh,
separate.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
But okay, here's the situation. I give you two nameless glasses. I was gonna say nameless cans or bottles, but now we're doing glasses.
Okay.
They both got brown sugar liquid in them.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you have diarrhea in the cup? Because I'm very concerned with the way that this is going.
brown sugar.
Well,
Why is there
brown
sugar?
sugar liquid.
I don't know, you're trying to make it taste better, I
Uh,
guess.
carbonated. My point is,
Not
I
better.
lost track of this. Coke or Pepsi? Personal preference, Coke or
Coke.
Pepsi.
I'll take Coke
Coke.
for Pepsi.
Now, additionally, part two.
Unless there's cherry flavor
I was
into
gonna
it.
say
If it's
part-
cherry
part
flavor,
two.
Pepsi's better.
Is it always Coke with all the flavors, or always Pepsi, or do you like to mix and match?
Always Coke.
Always Coke.
Depends on the flavor.
I do not like Pepsi for the life of me. I've had Pepsi maybe once or twice in my life. And I know it's really stupid to say this because they're all acidic to a degree, but Pepsi actually burned my throat.
See, for me, I noticed like a little more sweetness in a Pepsi than a Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of have to be in the mood for a Pepsi. Because for me, most of the time, I'm like, yeah, Coke. Like, vanilla Coke is like my number one.
Yeah.
I know, no one likes it. So
I think-
I didn't realize this. I forget who told me. But like Coke dropped all of their like flavored brands because of the pandemic. Like they're not making like vanilla Coke or cherry Coke or like Coke with lime or whatever the fuck.
Oh,
Yes, they
I
are.
heard about that,
Are
but I
they?
didn't.
Well, I mean,
I-
they brought it back, I suppose, because
But,
it's
'cause-
back on store shelves.
I was gonna say because we went shopping back in like March of this year and I didn't see any.
I was gonna say like
And
I
now they have
didn't.
Starlight.
I knew
Well,
that they
yeah,
had dropped their
true.
flavors, or at least
Totally forgot about Starlight. Have you had Starlight, Charles?
Starlight.
Coca-Cola Starlight.
No.
It's their new like I think it's called like Creation flavor or something.
Yeah.
Mm,
It tastes
Coca-Cola
like space.
Creations.
it tastes like so. What does
Yeah.
space taste like?
Yeah.
See, that was the thing when Steve was down visiting. I was like, "Oh, have you had a Coca-Cola Starlight?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "It's weird." He's like, "Well, what's it taste like?" Space. No, what's it taste like? And then he got it and he was reading it. He was like,
Yeah.
"It literally just says it tastes like space.
It-
This does
it's-
not."
I was gonna say it
I
like
wasn't lying.
its whole thing is it tastes like space, and they don't like the ingredients list is the same as like every Coke, just like natural flavors like water or sugar.
No.
I'm like- I was like-
so
The only thing different about it is it's like slightly red and less brown.
And also tastes fruity.
See, that's the
space
thing.
would taste like nothing because it's
For-
empty.
For Ruby, we shared a bottle. Ruby tasted like
We
fruit.
shared a bottle.
We shared
The
a bottle.
lies on this man.
Well, I drank like 80%.
You gave me one sip.
So we shared the bottle. And Ruby tasted like Fruit Loops or something.
That was not Fruit Loops.
But that's the thing, like, it tasted completely different for me. Because you describe the flavor that you tasted, Ruby.
Fruit.
What?
Fruit.
Any specific fruit? Just all fruit.
It's been over a month since I've had one. I'm not going to remember off the top of my head.
Same with me. Mine would just tasted like, as I put it, like it tasted. The first sip was like vanilla Coke, and then the aftertaste was like a pumpkin pie almost.
It was definitely not pumpkin pie.
And that's what I'm saying. Like for me, it was like all like sugary, sweet, like baked goods almost. And
it wasn't
tasted
good.
Fruit. Ruby's drinking Sprite over here.
Well, maybe one day, but I don't know where I would even find
Everywhere.
Coca-Cola
I was gonna say
Starlight.
your local gas station probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I see them
know.
all the time at like every like gas station or like shopping center.
Of course, when I go to a gas station, I go by like the Gatorade aisle now.
You're not chugging a few monsters before bed.
No, I am done with those days, man.
Charles is turning over a new leaf.
I mean, I have to. I used to drink a lot of energy drinks, and it really fucked with my. How do I say it? It kind of my energy levels, because whenever I used to drink monsters to stay awake. Throughout high school, I would have about 1 to 2 monsters a day, all through high school, because I would only get about an hour of sleep a day.
Yeah.
So I eventually just crashed and burned with energy drinks. So they now have an inverse effect on me, where I drink an energy drink and I feel a lot less energized now.
Yeah.
So, according to Food Network, Coca-Cola Starlight, according to their taste buds, were both semi-right, although definitely nothing to do with pumpkin pie here. But if you go by this beverage, Space tastes kind of like minty cotton candy sprinkled with vanilla and has a sort of red tint. It's pleasantly sweet and candy-like and just a bit fruity, which is excellent if that's what you're going for.
Yeah. I think other taste tests said like half of the people tasted like fruity and the other half tasted like s'mores and stuff.
I mean, I guess it
I was
would
gonna
depend
say,
on how your taste buds are
Yeah.
developed.
Yeah, the only other thing it says is that in the official press release, Starlight Coca-Cola, or Coca-Cola, said that it includes additional notes reminiscent of stargazing around a campfire, as well as a cooling sensation that evokes the feeling of a cold journey to space.
Yeah, but like, how many kids nowadays know what sitting around a campfire is like?
Kids these
Depends
days.
on their parents, I suppose.
Well, that's
Also,
not
you just
saying
aged
much.
us
in
up
this
a
day.
lot.
I'd say kids these days. Charles being the youngest one here.
No, he's not. I am.
No. Yeah.
Well, I'm the oldest one.
I just turned 26, my dude.
It's like I still have a couple of months before I turn 26.
I used to go camping pretty often when I was younger. We would go out to like hiking trails and stuff, and we'd stay in cabins, or we would go out and like have cookouts like in the middle of open areas. I've been camping several times, but you just don't see a lot of that stuff anymore.
No.
I went camping once.
Dude, I'd love to go camping again. I miss it.
I feel like
I
there's more of a
loved it.
story there than I went camping once. Period.
Yeah.
I loved it. I just
Never went
am
again.
very pale. Well, I'm very, very pale with very dark hair. So it attracts a lot of sunlight, and I came home burned to the nth degree and was miserable for a few weeks.
Did I ever tell you guys about the time I went out? I used to be a part of this local youth group at the church I went to. And we actually took like a small road trip to about 4 states, and we did a lot of community service and whatnot. At each town we stopped in, and we'd stay the night and whatnot. We went to Colorado, and one day we decided to go hiking up a mountain. And my smart ass, because I'm also pale, I also have red hair, so that's not a good mix for this, especially going up a mountain, because you're closer to the sunlight. I wore a sleeveless shirt, like a muscle shirt, and we went up the mountain, and the higher we got, my asthma started acting up. So I took a seat on a rock, and everybody else went on without me. We got down from the mountain, and the next day I had blisters and I had like 2nd-degree burns on my shoulders.
Yeah. When I had gone camping, we were gone for either just a little under a week or just at a week. And of course, we used sunscreen like religiously because the friend and her family that I went with were all blonde and really pale. And then, I have like jet black hair and I'm super pale.
Yeah.
I had a backless swimsuit, so it was a one piece, but it just like covered your bum, and then the entire back was open. Probably more aligned with like trying to tan. Unfortunately, I don't tan. I just burn and freckle. And the whole week we were fine. Like, don't notice it. Played in the water the entire week, which as you know, like anytime you get wet, like that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
The way I found out I was sunburned is just before we left, we had went up, and we did every day pretty much, but just before we left, we went up to like take showers up at the bathrooms and stuff like that, and like, oh, it kind of hurts where the hot water is hitting me. And then we drove home the next morning, and we looked, and I had blisters like bigger than my fist, all up and down my back and across my shoulders.
Yeah, that's how it was on my shoulders.
Yeah, like both of my eyes, the white part was completely red, where they were just like sunburned. My whole face, like I had little blisters going across my nose, and
I definitely misheard that, and I may have just blanked out there. I heard the whites of my eyes were red, and I'm like, what the hell happened to you, Ruby?
Sunburned.
Your eyes got sunburned?
Yes, your eyes can sunburn.
Yeah, your eyes can sunburn.
It's why
it
I always
sucks.
It's why
I know
I
you
always
can
have
get
sunglasses with me now.
I know you can get like itchy eyes and like dust in your eyes. I didn't realize it can burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It just made you sound like.
So,
and then I turned evil. My eyes got all red.
No. But then the worst thing was we had Bible study the next week. Or Bible school, which, I mean, I don't know if you have that up north or not.
Bible school? We have like Sunday school, but it's only like after church or during church.
This is over the summer, and it's a week-long thing. You go in.
Vacation Bible school.
Yeah, and you learn about different stories from the Bible, and then have like arts and crafts to do with it, as well as like a lunch, and then like an award ceremony at the end of the week. And you learn some songs for it and everything.
I mean, I'm sure.
Well, everyone forgot that I was incredibly sunburnt. So like the preacher had come up and he was like, "Hey, Ruby, it's nice to see you," and like clapped me over the shoulder.
Oh no!
I've been hit with that a lot of times.
So some blisters popped. He pulls his hand away and it's wet, and he's like, "What?" And then I'm like, "Ah!"
See, I may be a bit of a. It's not a masochist, is it? The one that enjoys pain.
Yourself?
Well, it's to a degree. Like, so when I get sunburn and I go to take a hot shower, I fucking force that hot water on my sunburn, like to the point where it just doesn't hurt anymore. That way, I just get it done and over with.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. It draws the heat out of it.
Yeah.
You do that, then you put some aloe on it.
See, I learned. Well, I was taught anyway, not learned. Cold shower, not hot.
That'll soothe it, but it's gonna hurt again in a minute.
It's more, it's more
See,
of a
I was gonna say, as a
than
kid, it was
anything
always
else.
cold shower, alloy, couple pain meds, and then
Alloy.
straight to bed. What?
Aloy
It's alloy.
from fucking.
Shut the hell I say things weird. We've been over this many
Horizon
times.
Zero Dawn.
No, when I was little, that's the way we would do it because that's more soothing. But then it's gonna hurt really bad afterwards again. So for me, I take as hot a shower as I can stand to help draw the burn out so that the pain is over and done with, and then I can put aloe on it, and the pain doesn't come back as strong.
See, for me, I thought it was like boiled egg rules, where you're nice and hot. Well, not nice and hot. You're not nice and hot. You're bad and hot. And then you take like a cold shower, and it like helps with the molting process or something.
No. The heat is mostly to help deal with the pain. You're going to molt irregardless. Your skin is going to peel. It's just a matter of time.
Which supposedly you're not supposed to peel it off, but who can look at it, see like this big flake, and not just pull it?
Dude, I'll sit there and I'll rub my arms or chest or whatever's burnt and just watch the skin roll off, and I'm just like, well, I got a mess to clean.
Charles, you sound like the kind of guy that get a sunburn and then just like, oh no, let me trip down these stairs real quick.
Oh man, see,
and then you get to the bottom of the stairs and it's just like, oh yeah.
I Kool-Aid man it. I make sure to ram my sunburnt shoulder into the wall. Oh yeah.
Like Charles, I just see like a camera shot looking up the stairs. Charles jumping, like, I don't know if you guys know what an A pose is. It's like when you like stand at attention, you're like hands on your sides, feet straight.
Yeah.
Just like torpedoing down the stairs. Like in the air, freeze frame, and then just cut to.
Because at this moment,
cut to like the Family Guy like dead pose at the bottom of the stairs.
Dude, I may have done that at some point in my childhood. I don't know.
Hopefully not that in detail.
I mean, I fell down the stairs when I was probably somewhere between like 7 and 9.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we were talking about Coca-Cola a while ago, as a child, we were only allowed to have a single cup of Coke. It started off once a week and then to one a day. We still didn't get it every day. It was just depending on availability. You know, my family didn't grow up able to buy a bunch of stuff like that. And I fell down the stairs, like, while trying to drink my, like, again, as a kid, like, my special drink. Like, I don't get this very often.
Don't drink and walk, ladies and gentlemen.
Fell down the stairs, and I'm sitting there, like, sobbing. They're like, are you okay? Are you hurt? I spilled my Coca-Cola. And they're like, you can have another one. I wanted that one.
That one's special.
Like, of course I'm cut up and bruised, but not a single care about being hurt. Just like, man, my Coke.
Oh, dude.
So on a totally unrelated note, sorry to cut you off there, Charles.
You're fine.
My leg is bleeding.
What did you do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just scratching, and then I like looked down at my hand. I'm like, oh, my fingernails are all red.
Now it's time for an
Scab.
official commercial
Damn
break.
good.
While we
Do.
we never came up with an ad. We talked about Kit Kats and Coke for half an hour.
Yeah, well, we were originally talking about something else, and then the commercial break popped up.
Dude, we can't have a commercial break like 2 minutes into the podcast.
Yeah, we can.
No.
It's called the intro.
Where's the
intro, Ed?
Well, then we're not going to get any viewers. Everyone's going to click away.
You have the intro ad, the midline ad, and like the ending ad.
Yeah, welcome to YouTube.
Well, we
Yeah.
need to get sponsored before we can do any ads.
We need an audience.
Yeah, we need an audience, Steve. How do we get an audience?
By liking and commenting on this video.
Like and subscribe, dudes.
If we hit 10,000 likes on this video, I'll eat something.
I was waiting on him to be
Don't,
like,
guys.
if we get like 5 viewers.
If we get 1 viewer, Steve
Get one
will eat
subscriber.
his sock.
Ew.
Like, do I get to prepare the sock? Like, do I cook it?
Yeah, you get to, yeah.
Okay. How would one like prepare a sock?
Kind of,
I would
kind of
unravel
grilled
it.
cheese it.
I mean, I think I'm holding my sock right now. Like the yarn or cotton or whatever it is, it would definitely be like hard to get by. So I'm wondering if because like boiling it would just make it wet. It wouldn't exactly cook it.
No, but it could possibly, like, loosen up the...
Or, like soften it.
Yeah, and then from there you could do something with it. Maybe cut it up into pieces and then throw it into like a mac and cheese with hot dogs.
I was like
spaghetti it.
maybe like
Unravel the whole thing.
you say you could like
Yes, spaghetti, and then just throw it into a plate of spaghetti.
Slurp it up.
I feel like the imagery of like the sock has to remain intact though.
So grilled cheese.
Like I'm thinking like grilling it wouldn't really do anything. If anything,
Well,
it'd just catch on fire.
Well, what you do is you boil it to soften it up, and then you put it. You start the grilled cheese process, right?
Mhm.
And then as you're applying the cheese, you toss the sock in there.
See, my idea is basting, because that way
Okay.
it's cooking with like other flavors, so the sock absorbs the flavor, and then
fair enough.
It's
tastes.
still gonna taste like sweaty foot.
Well,
I mean-
okay. So what we never discussed what kind of like sock we're using. Is it like fresh out of the package, or is it like the one I'm currently wearing on my foot?
No, it's not
Well,
interesting if you
you
wear
know-
like it's not interesting if you do like a completely new sock.
I mean,
But it doesn't matter, right? Because even if he uses an old sock, we did say he can prepare. Well, I said he can prepare it any way he wants. So if he did boil it, that would be part of the process of cleaning it.
I think.
Yes, but you're not adding like a scent over it, so it would still have like
But
the
it-
smell and taste of like a dirty sock.
Well, I think if like it's like cooking with like if I'm preparing this like a Thanksgiving turkey, with stuffing and gravy, like I feel like the juices, the natural sock juices, wouldn't like overpower like the turkey juices or like the stuffing or the
I mean,
gravy.
it would definitely have a weird aftertaste.
Well, I feel like
sure,
chewing
for
on a
sure.
sock, I don't think there's going to be any good taste.
No.
It's more so what can
I
make
mean,
it
like-
more palatable.
So have you ever
Palatable.
have you ever drank a soda through a dirty sock?
I thought you were
No.
going to say, have you ever drank a sock? I'm like, now we're talking.
Have you?
Have you, is the better question.
Yes, I have.
You drinking something out of a dirty sock?
Yeah, I
What
like
just-
slid the Coke can into the sock, opened
Okay,
it up
okay.
through the sock, and then drank through the sock.
Okay, so I imagined, and I don't know if Ruby did, like pouring
Putting liquid in
pouring the
sock.
Coke into the sock.
Well, no,
and then
'cause
just,
it
like-
would just be too messy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just going to drip everywhere. You're just going to, like,
Yeah.
suck on it.
No. You put the can in the sock, but you essentially filter the Coke through the sock.
So it's more of like a cup cover then.
Yes, but the cover covers the can.
Yeah, but why a sock?
It was a
They-
dare. Do we want the backstory on this? Because I don't remember it too
That's
well.
not-
I just
that's
remember
not
it
a-
being a dare.
That's not a bad dare though.
I could list some of the grossest
Like
things
if you're
I've
like
ever
truth or
done,
dare,
but
I said
that's,
dare, and you're like
like,
eat your
lower
sock. I'm like,
10.
okay, now we're getting somewhere. Where me and you are clearly like 5 drinks in. Ruby's sipping on her
Out of
Mike's
all
hard.
of the stuff I've ever done, all right, that is at least a lower tier 10 for me.
Ruby's not participating in that dare thing. She's watching.
I'm still thinking like how like scientifically speaking, technically speaking, like how edible is a sock?
Oh, I mean, anything is technically edible.
Like I could like teeth wise, I gotta rip through the fibers.
Yeah.
Just send this on over to GMM. I'm sure they do it.
Once it goes
hell,
down,
you wouldn't even have to like chew up the fibers. Again, if you like cut it up into smaller
that's what I'm
pieces,
saying. Like if
you
I
just
like,
swallow it.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm putting this challenge upon myself of like not slicing or blending this sock.
Right.
Like I want it the whole sock experience.
Okay.
I'm going
do a
in.
baby sock.
I'm wearing like day old socks after hitting the gym.
Okay.
And
okay,
like
this has got worse.
it's in one full like piece.
Okay. So we're still preparing it, correct? Or
Yes.
are you just eating this? Okay.
Like if we want to go like 100%, we don't cook it,
Yeah.
and I just eat it like as I'm holding it in my hand currently.
Right. Right.
It's just a thing of like if I'm trying to take a bite of this, like
Yeah. So now we're back to finding a way to soften the material at least so you can eat it.
yeah, cause like
I knew he was going to do that.
I'd have to chew like really hard, or rip it more than anything with my teeth.
Well, I mean, that's what your canines are for, is ripping and tearing.
Oh, this would be more like a molar kind of situation.
Is it? I thought the molars were for, like, crushing.
Well, they're definitely the sharpest teeth.
Your molars are not your sharpest
No,
teeth.
no, your
Your
canines are sharpest teeth.
Well, then why do
your molars are for crushing.
Oh, but like, this is like a well done steak that I'm working with here. Like it's hard to like chew.
Yeah, well, so you would have to, like, you either eat.
You either sock.
You either sock or you don't sock.
Damn.
You either eat the sock.
Philosophy with Charles.
You eat the sock by itself, or you use it as a condiment to complement something else, or something to complement the sock.
Like for sure, if I like threw a sock in a blender, and then like prepared it with something, it'd be a lot.
Right.
It'd be a lot easier to eat. But this self-imposed challenge upon myself is like one piece, no preparation.
Where the fuck are my socks? Otherwise, I would start like gnawing on one just to see.
See, I was just wearing my socks because it's cold outside, but now I've taken one sock off to just. I'm literally just like looking at it, like and I like giving it a little stretch, like okay, it's got some rubber banding on it. Is a tough material.
Elasticity.
Like I feel like if I open because right now it's like a flat sock, so it's got like both sides because it's a circle. If I like open the sock and like
could I meet
bit
you
down
halfway?
like one side, it'd be a little easier to chew or rip.
Could I meet you halfway?
What's the deal?
Not cutting it up into small pieces, but rather cutting it kind of down the middle, but letting one end stay intact. So it's still the full sock, just in half, so it's longer.
So you want to like fillet it?
Kind of, yeah.
So when you're saying cut it down the middle, like it's like
Yeah.
like how like what am I trying to say?
Yeah, it's filleted. You have the right idea.
Yeah, so just like one half of it is cut open.
Exactly.
So it's
so
revealing
you're
the
not
insides.
So you're not biting through two sets of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
material,
if
but
I
you're
was
biting
chewing
one.
through one side rather than both,
Yeah.
like it would be a probably a bit easier to rip and tear.
Right. That's why I kind of imposed that idea rather than cutting it into little tiny pieces that are more edible.
I also feel in terms of like, at least with my sock, there are softer points.
Mm-hmm.
Because definitely like near the heel area is like the thicker material.
Right. It typically is.
Yeah, so I'd have to start on the toes. Have to nibble on these toes first.
I mean, at least you get the grossest part out of the way.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the palm of the foot, is that what it's called?
The palm of the foot, maybe.
Because they were all like the nastinesses.
The ball, the arch, or the heel.
Yeah.
Thank you, nurse.
I think he's talking about the arch specifically.
Yeah.
Well, that would be the least disgusting because it's a part of your foot that doesn't really touch the ground.
Well, it depends on if you're flat-footed or arched, right?
Yeah. I think I'm more arched. Yeah, because
for me, I'm a lot more flat-footed than arched.
No, I looking at my foot, there's definitely an arch. 'Cause the ball and the heel are a lot more flattened, but the arch is like untouched.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also me holding up my foot. Like if I was pressing it down, there's a difference. Oh, I guess
it's a different story.
Yeah. I don't know.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eating your socks.
So sock eating. Back to the topic at hand.
I mean, we're still on that topic. There was just a brief moment of realization of the arch of your foot.
We're just talking about feet. Like, oh, interesting fact. Thanks, Ruby. Anyway. Ruby, how would you? How would you prepare the sock, Ruby? Being the group chef.
I wouldn't. I have no plans on eating a sock.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Ruby's trying to find the quickest way out of this conversation.
Well, thankfully, Ruby, we're back from our ad break. Hey, everyone. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties here. Anyway, we were going to talk about current events. Ruby, hit us with something current. Charles, hit us with something current.
Well, there's a lot. It depends on what you want to talk about specifically. I mean,
yeah, I was going to say, you can't just hit someone like that.
Yeah, there's the Johnny Depp case.
I can hit anyone I want.
Oh, damn.
I am the host.
You say you're the host.
Yep.
We're all kind of the host, and you just happen to edit.
Yeah.
I just live here.
Therefore, I am the host. I get the final say on what makes it in.
You get the final say. So that sock bit is staying in, right?
Yeah, I'm going to cut that part out.
Oh, damn.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
I'm totally going to forget.
But, yeah, no, the Johnny Depp case, Elon Musk bought Twitter, Disney World possibly moving out of Florida. That's about all I can think of at the current moment.
All right.
Yeah.
Now a short ad break.
Short ad break.
And now a word from our sponsors.
How many ad breaks are gonna, happen?
We had one at the beginning. I don't know if this is the middle or the end.
We've had two in the middle so far.
Okay, well we're having another one.
All right.
There's also the Ukraine thing.
Ruby. Come on.
Yeah.
Can't talk about Ukraine while we're doing an ad.
I do what I want when I want.
And now back to Arthur. Anyway, Ruby, you're talking about Ukraine or something? What's going on over there? Every time I pass you the mic, Ruby. Every time. I'm giving you the spotlight. All eyes are on you, and you freeze up.
Yeah, pretty much. But also, it was more the way you said it. Like, what's going on in Ukraine? Like, really?
I don't watch the news. To be fair, you're like, did you hear about what happened with Johnny Depp and his wife? I'm like, no. Is he good? Did he get a new wife?
Hell, I only
Actually, I
have to
was
look
just
at.
laughing at her lawyers.
I just have to look at YouTube, and like, there's a ton of videos covering it right now.
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can watch it live, but
Yeah.
it's just absolute ridiculousness. Like, her lawyers have nothing.
And she has nothing.
I mean, they have plenty of recordings.
It's
So they're talking about
essentially
the fact that, like, she hit him and, like, kicked the door in his face and...
Yeah.
Didn't he, like, lose a
But
finger or something?
Yeah, the tip of his finger.
Yeah.
And she, like, brushes it off, like, oh, you're such a baby, like, grow up. But if it were reversed, like, if Johnny had hit her...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
everybody would be all over it.
Yeah,
well,
like, clear cut, you're in prison right now.
See, and the weirdest part of all of this, at least from what I've heard, is a lot of this is her blaming it on his drinking.
Yeah, on, like, drinking and drug use.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if someone were constantly berating me and, like, hitting me and making everything my fault, like, I couldn't say that I wouldn't turn to drinking or drug use just to escape it.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. See, for them, they're probably thinking, if that is what her statement or, like, case is, it's like chicken versus egg. Like, did he drink because he was being attacked, or did she attack because he was drinking?
But even if that's the case,
regardless, she attacked.
Yeah, she's in the wrong.
But her whole thing is, like, quote unquote self-defense. I would assume, anyway. Like,
no.
she had to hit him, or
no,
she would, I don't know.
No,
you're talking to someone who doesn't even know the woman's name.
Amber Heard.
Who?
Yeah,
played
exactly.
Is she a celebrity?
She played in Aquaman. That's all I know. And I only know that because everyone is angry that they brought her back for Aquaman 2, but Johnny Depp got fired from everything.
What was, like, the newest Aquaman? Like, the DC one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of, like, was there, like, another Aquaman?
Well, they're going to make another one. They haven't made the second one yet.
But from what I've seen, and I mean, anyone can correct me because I didn't watch a lot of it per se, mostly because I try not to pay too much attention to celebrities' lives because they don't really interest me. But she just, she's, how do I put this with it? She's kind of like a couple that we know that's really close to us that seems to just enjoy fighting and arguing. Like, she just looks for a fight.
That makes sense. A lot of what I've heard is it boils down to that.
Yeah.
And overall, it seems to be just a toxic relationship for Johnny Depp. And the fact that he's being put in this situation because she's saying in a lot of these allegations.
Yeah, a lot of gaslighting.
Yeah, it's really hurting his career when he's not in the wrong.
Because, I mean, from what I did see that they have a recording where he's trying to talk to her and, like, explain his point of view. And he's like, you were arguing, you were continuously, like, coming at me. So I went to, like, 5 different bathrooms and X amount of bedrooms, like, trying to get away. She's like, yeah, because every time we argue, you try to run away. And he's like, no, because it escalates and escalates and escalates. And I'm trying to get away and calm down. And then bang, 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 you're at the door and, like, wanting to fight and wanting to hit. And he said, like, you punched me in the head. You kicked the door into my head. And, like, I didn't punch you. I hit you. Same difference, lady.
Yeah. It's an act of violence. It's assault, essentially.
Like, it doesn't matter if you punched, slapped, you still hit him.
Mm-hmm. No, it seems just to be a bad situation all around. And again, the court case just seems to be an absolute clown tent of what's going on.
Oh yeah, it's very entertaining to watch because her lawyers are terrible.
Well, she didn't get Johnny Depp some money to hire good ones.
Like they try to ask Johnny a question and like he doesn't get 2 words out. Objection, hearsay. How do you know he hasn't said anything yet?
Yeah.
To the point that like you can see on his face, like you'll hear the chair squeak and he'll just look up and not say anything because he knows it's coming. And
Jesus.
And then her second lawyer had got up, asked a question, immediately objected for hearsay, and someone says, "But you asked the question," and you see Johnny's lawyers just like laughing their asses off.
Yeah, no, that's you hate to see it.
Like it's awful.
So you're saying Johnny Depp like lost all of his like movies and tie-ins, correct?
Yeah, he got fired from them.
The only thing that stuck with him was a cologne company.
I was just thinking, like, what has Johnny Depp been in lately?
Nothing, because he got fired from everything.
No,
Yeah.
but like in the past like 5 years, what has he been in?
That's a good question. Hold on.
I think they were in the process of trying to make Pirates 5 when everything came up. But this has been going on for a good while as well. I couldn't tell you exactly how long, but...
That's what I was thinking, like, when was the last time I saw like Johnny Depp in anything?
He was in Fantastic Beasts.
Okay, I never saw it.
He was in... Well, I mean, well, that's not the past 5 years, but he was in Dead Man's Tale for Pirates. He hasn't been in a lot more recently.
That's what I was saying. Like if he had like other tie-ins, obviously it sucks. The fact that everything's happening to him sucks. But like movie tie-ins, like I haven't seen him like in a while.
2017 Murder of the Orient Express.
No idea.
I mean, you also probably haven't seen him because there are just some movies that you probably wouldn't watch with him in them.
Fair enough. To be fair, I don't think I've ever even seen Pirates of the Caribbean 1 through 10.
I've seen like the first one, and that's it.
Yeah. I remember everyone quoting "I got a jar of dirt," and I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
He was in Fantastic Beasts, City of Lies, Waiting for the Barbarians, He Dreams of Giants, Minamata, Crock of Gold, A Few Rounds with Shane McGowan, and Johnny Depp, King of Colt.
I haven't heard of any of those.
Also, Richard Says Goodbye, which is the professor.
Okay.
Nice Girls Don't Stay for Breakfast. Sherlock Gnomes.
Oh, now we're talking. Sherlock Gnomes.
At least that's what comes up when I put like Johnny Depp movies by release, and that's all
Technically
like
speaking,
2018 to 2021.
I think he actually played Sherlock Gnomes, didn't he?
I don't know.
See, now we're
I
talking
didn't watch it.
on Steve level. Like Sherlock Gnomes, yeah, I've seen that one.
And then
Every other-
King of Colt was a documentary about him.
Every other art film or whatever that you mentioned, no idea. Sherlock Gnomes, I'm on it.
The point is, he's been in a lot of things. The last movie was in 2020, which is when I am assuming or thinking that this entire Amber Heard thing started happening.
Yeah.
Or at least became public knowledge.
I did.
Yeah, it's been public knowledge for a little while now, and it's just now really going to court.
Yeah. I guess because it's going to court, because they're like, oh, it's been public for a few years. I'm like, I didn't hear about it until like a few hours ago when Ruby mentioned it to me.
Yeah, no, it's
Then again, I'm not like living off of TMZ. I could care less about celebrities and their lives.
Oh, dude, it's funny because you don't even have to go to TMZ for that stuff anymore. Like I said, I scroll through YouTube, and I just see shit about it. It's
because my recommended is filled with other things.
Johnny Depp fans boo Amber Heard as she leaves court.
Yeah, I think, I think you actually played Sherlock Gnomes, didn't you?
Johnny Depp fans boo Amber Heard as she leaves court. 'Cause she was in Fantastic Beasts,
I mean, obviously there's a lot more of a fan base for Johnny Depp than Amber Heard.
Well,
it's not
especially
even
since
that.
the case seems to be going in Johnny's way instead of hers, and it really puts her out to be the bad guy to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if it's a thing of her acting or just her face, but if you watch any of it, like, her face does not change. Other than you can see her trying to make herself cry, but she can't produce tears. So her face just screws up and then goes back to the same
Well, I think
flat
that's more
face the entire time.
I would say that's more of a thing of just like trying to
She's trying to make herself look like the victim.
appeal to the audience.
Yeah.
Acting 101, honey.
Bad actor, good actor. Who's gonna win the court case?
I mean, how has anyone seen Aquaman?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, how good was she in Aquaman?
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of DC.
Not to mention, and I'm sad to say this because I like DC a lot, which they just haven't really been great the past several years. But the Justice League movie was trash.
Did you watch the Schneider cut? I heard it was better, even though it was like 4 hours long.
I actually didn't watch it because I was too disappointed the first time.
The only thing I heard people talk about is like they went into the future and like Suicide Squad Joker was there, and I'm like, what?
That doesn't surprise me.
That they did like a post-apocalyptic, and the only survivor was Suicide Squad Joker.
See, the big thing about DC is a lot of their movies seem to be they use too much money for the budget, and then they have like really bad, be it CGI or editing stuff like that.
They take themselves too seriously.
Yeah,
they
for
try to
real.
be a lot more like dark and edgy.
It's one of the reasons why I've heard the new Suicide Squad movie. It's not that new anymore. I think it came out early last year.
Yeah, me and Ruby watched it together.
I heard it was decent compared to the first one.
Oh, it was directed.
I still haven't watched it.
It was fun to watch.
It was directed by the same guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy, and it pretty much shows. It's just like, and instead of like trying to be like, oh, we're the villains, but we're the good guys, and we've got to like stop this monster. It's literally just like we're a bunch of idiots with like dumb powers fighting one thing.
Yeah.
The shark doesn't eat us because we're friends.
Yeah. I will say the one thing I don't like about all this DC like everything is like the fact that Harley Quinn is like over popularized now.
Oh yeah.
I never really liked her, but then
she left the thing now is that she left the Joker. I was more upset when it was very popular when she was with the Joker, because that was idolizing a very, very toxic relationship, and people, well, again, idolized it and aimed to be like that, and like, no, don't do that.
In general, and no disrespect to you, Ruby, there's just a lot of like, girl boss power in the past few years. And I don't know if it's like specifically with Harley Quinn, but I feel like Harley Quinn is definitely behind that movement. Just because obviously, like her and the Joker were very toxic in a relationship together.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just
see
more than like anything. I just find her kind of just annoying in general.
See, and I kind of agree with you on that. Like, I like her character as a whole to a point, right? I don't think she should be as overpopularized as she is, because she's still kind of the same character she was.
Yeah.
They just took her out of the relationship with the Joker. Nothing's really changed.
I just, out of all, like...
Well, I mean, she's lesbian.
Cool.
She's with, I think it's Poison Ivy.
In what?
Yeah, but that's only in more recent developments, and that's after changing the comics.
Yeah, but I mean, that's also going into from a toxic relationship into a healthy one. And I can tell you from personal experience that your first healthy relationship is a lot harder than the toxic one because you have to relearn everything.
Right, but the way that I've seen it, they don't portray it that way. They're just like, yeah, now they're in love. That's it, the end.
I mean, you also just admitted that you don't watch a lot of DC.
No, I'm the one who enjoys DC. I just haven't followed it too far. Weren't you the one who said you didn't watch DC movie? Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of DC, but I'm just saying from what I've seen. But the fact that all of us have stated that like we haven't seen a lot of it, I don't know if we have the proper judgment.
Definitely more on the Marvel side, but I've seen a lot of DC as well.
I've seen a lot of DC. I just don't follow it.
No,
I don't
specifically.
I don't watch it. I don't read it, but I follow a comic book kind of connoisseur. He's been a comic book nerd his entire life. And he kind of talks about the more recent development with comic books and stuff. So that's where I'm getting my knowledge from.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Because we don't watch it ourselves, we don't follow it ourselves, I don't know if we have the judgment to say whether or not it's being handled correctly. Because even watching that one guy on YouTube, like, it's not the best thing to get one source of information and take that as your end-all be-all.
Yeah, well, for sure. Like, obviously, everything's up for interpretation. It's more so, this is my 2 cents, here you go.
Yeah, it's...
But also, the girl boss thing, yes, because finally some women are getting recognized as, yes, a woman could be a superhero and could stand on her own without a guy behind her. And I know a lot of guys don't like that because they expect the superhero to be super muscly and like, I am here.
Here's the thing for me. You go, Charles. You say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I feel like we've cut you off like 4 times now. Just go.
There's back in kind of older comics, you had Miss Marvel before she was Captain Marvel, right? She kind of followed Captain Marvel around because originally Captain Marvel was a dude. She got her powers from Marvel. However, her older comics are did so much better than what her newer comics are doing because they have completely changed her motif from being, this female superhero to this girls are better kind of thing. And now it's Captain Marvel, and they've relaunched her series of comics like 4 or 5 different times within the past several years because no one's buying it.
No, I'm not saying that every single one is good. I'm just saying that I hear a lot of, oh, it's another girl boss, or oh, it's another girl thing. When, again, like, women don't really get represented very well in media. It's typically, for the most part, like, if she is an office worker, if she is the CEO, then, like, she's a cold bitch that no one likes, or she's a dingbat, or she's just there for sex appeal. So I enjoy getting to see like a woman actually lead something rather than being there just for a man's entertainment.
Right, but Harley
Quinn always
is sex appeal.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not defending Harley Quinn. I'm just saying I don't know if we have the proper judgment for a DC thing that none of us follow.
So, and I have nothing wrong with like strong female superheroes. I dislike it when they make these female heroes downplay on guy heroes, right? Like, it's like lessening what's there already. Like, you can be equal. You can have strengths that they don't, right? But don't say that you're just straight up better in every way.
See, for me, it just kind of goes to how they're handling it. Like, if you want to be girl boss, slay queen, by all means. Like, I'm down for it. It's more so when, like, everything stops and it's like, yeah, we're the women of the movie, or we're the women of this. And, like...
You discuss the end game.
Well, not even end game. Like, a lot of movies do it now, where just everything stops to show off, like the main, like, the side character women all coming together and be like, yeah, we can do it too. Come on, girls. It's more so just, like... And I don't want to sound like a sexist or anything. It's just... like the way they're portraying it just seems kind of cringe.
Well, yeah, and I also feel like that downplays on the female characters.
Exactly, yeah. The fact that they have to stop everything and be like, yeah, women can do it too. It's like, well, why didn't you just do it throughout the entire movie then?
Yeah.
Like if they are equal, then why are they just now getting screen time for 5 minutes? Give yourself a pat on the back. We respect women. Now here's all the men again. Like it's handled very not well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a lot of things handle it poorly. Probably the superhero genre, for the most, like.
Well, like
Specific
one of the worst.
honestly, like Disney as a whole, at least for me.
No, that's
Well, Disney is getting better about it, but yeah, especially like your old princesses, where it's always like, oh, I met a guy and we met eyes and now we're getting married, kind of thing. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And at least now they are calling themselves out on it.
See, for me, like I wasn't like 100% behind the movement. I didn't like post on Twitter. I don't even have Twitter. But like when Frozen 2 was announced, everyone was like, "Oh, Elsa should get like a girlfriend." Like, yeah, like why not? Obviously, Disney's not going to do it because China. But like at the same time, like the movie, at least in my eyes, would have been a little bit better if there was just something for her to do. And now I'm just criticizing Frozen 2. I didn't really like the movie.
The entire thing was her doing something. What do you mean?
Well,
I never saw Frozen 2.
Elsa did a lot of
Frozen 1
things.
really
Anna did like nothing. Kristoff shouldn't have even been there, honestly. Olaf had like one good scene and then just like tagged along. It was very much
one good scene for Olaf where he died.
It was very much. Frozen 1 was all about Anna. Frozen 2 was all about Elsa.
Spoiler alert.
Didn't
He died for 5 minutes. It's Disney.
Didn't Olaf die in like the first one too?
No.
Oh no, he got saved because he like was melting near the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. For me, Frozen 2, like I remember now because he like vanished or something, but his Snow had memory. I'm like, you can't really kill a comic relief character that no one, at least me, being the 26-year-old man, no one finds funny. Like if the new
no one finds funny is like, and I agree. For me, Olaf isn't really a great character, but I will call you out on like no one finds funny. The entire theater as we were watching, we're laughing except for us.
Yeah, we're just jaded. But like honestly, like it like in Minions 5, whenever that comes out.
Oh god.
If Gru just shows up in like point blank Desert Eagles a minion in the head, and then like they play it very seriously, like oh my god, the dramatic piano music comes in, the minion says his last banana, and then he's dead. I will like fall over laughing more than shed a single tear.
Well, your sense of humor is also, it would be freaking hilarious if that guy got hit by the car right now.
And
so
to be fair, I am very dark sometimes. The amount of times I've seen something be like, and Ruby's like, what? Like, wouldn't it have been hilarious if we just got hit by a bus?
So a man walks into a bar.
Why didn't he see the bar?
Asks for a shot. Bartender pulls out a shotgun and blows his head off.
The end.
The end.
That was a good joke.
It was a good joke.
Men.
Comedy.
I can't believe you just pulled a Tom Scott on us.
So, bro. Now the real question: which Asdiff movie is that from?
That is from 4, I thought.
I don't know. I think it's from 4.
I
The
mean,
more you ask.
I don't know. Maybe he knew.
It's been a while.
It's been
a long while.
A while.
Mm. I still listen to the Asdiff songs though.
No, everybody do the flop.
That one, Muffin Time.
I've listened to Muffin Time a few times.
Muffin Time actually makes me cry.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if you've
the
ever
music
seen
video.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tomska actually was dealing with depression at the time that he made that song.
Well, he was dealing with depression from like As Death Movie 2.
That, yeah. But like, he was in a really dark place, and I think he made a video about it. I think he said he was suicidal when he made that song.
Oh yeah. But because he made, well, not him. I think it was Shmo Yoho who made the song.
Yeah, it was.
But then he made like this is what this song means, like on his personal channel, and he kind of like talked about his depression and everything.
So I will say the reason I said that so nonchalantly, the only reason I know who either of those two are is from a silly Darkiplier versus what's Jack's thing?
Jack, Evil Eye. I don't know.
No, it had a specific thing. I don't know. Anyway, it was from a silly video about that. Otherwise, I've never watched any of their stuff.
The only other thing I've seen from Shmo Yoho is the Titanic song for JonTron.
Titanic, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember originally was what was it? The Hide Your Kids, Hide Your Wife. That was their like first
Antisepticeye, that's what it is.
I literally just looked it up too. It's Evil Jacksepticeye, yeah. Antisepticeye.
So
did PewDiePie have one?
For Charles.
Wasn't it like an all like No.
No, it was just the two, because everyone was doing Septiplier, which was really cringe. And there you go, Charles. I only sent you the bloopers because they're actually funny.
You really gonna send a YouTube video while we're recording a podcast?
Listen up.
I mean, I'll watch it later.
You'll be okay.
Well, I opened it and immediately got an ad for Dr. Squatch soap.
Ew.
So, thanks to our sponsor, Dr. Squatch. Don't forget to...
No, we're not
No, don't do that.
We're not advertising.
I don't feel like getting sued.
Guys, has this ever happened to you? You're in the
Did you
shower.
see that thing, though, where there were, brain?
Yeah. All right, good talk.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of the podcast, everybody. Thanks for coming.
No, someone had, caught recording of a quote-unquote, actual Sasquatch, and they are investigating it now to see if it's an actual footage or if it's been doctored or anything, and as of right now, they have nothing to disprove it.
It's just a hairy man living out in the wild. Leave the man alone.
It also depends on who these experts are.
I don't know.
Sasquatch.
It's like Sasquatch expert. Obviously, the Sasquatch expert, this man obsessed with Sasquatch, is like, yeah, that's Sasquatch, 100%.
No.
But sir, it could be a man in a gorilla costume. No, that's Sasquatch right there.
No,
I know.
When I said experts, I meant people looking to see if the video was doctored. Not like, oh, I'm an expert on this probably fictional creature.
Well, why would there be a doctor in the video, Ruby? That makes no sense. They're looking for Sasquatch.
Oh my god, I hate you.
All right, good night, everybody. That's the end of the podcast. We're done. I'm ending it.
All right.
Say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Ruby.
Nah.
Okay, close enough.